This is You've Already Been Hacked, recorded on
21 February 2026. Welcome back to You've Already Been Hacked. Cowboy, it was an excruciating week from me. Ended on a high note, though. I was teaching exploitation all week for our primary employee, but I decided to pull 12-hour days in the process of teaching and doing my regular job at the same time. So I apologize for a day late recording for you and for all of our listeners as well. How are you, sir?
Look, if you can't, if you're not doing just your regular job, but two at the same time, I mean, are you even working in today's environment anymore?
Isn't it supposed to be 3 or 4?
It's it is bittersweet for me as well. This weekend is our last Cyber Capture the Flag event ever, probably for my role at this current company. So, a sad day, especially when some of the students, when they found out, were taking the time to tell me, like, oh, this is my favorite one. Like, I love what you guys provide and do and everything else. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, just twist that knife for me. Appreciate it.
No, like
The
it's
young
swan song it,
student.
man. Swan song it. That's the best you can hope for right now. And you know what?
Yeah.
It, anything that's worth doing can come back around. So
That's right.
never say never. And if it's the last time here, I'm almost certain it won't be the last time for you.
That's right.
Before we get into the stories, everybody, just one more thing. I've been flaunting it with Cowboy here. Before the statistics went away, if you want to see the professor's rack, it's in r/home lab right now. And if you select best as your filter, it was coming up as the second entry in r/home lab as of now. And as of yesterday, it was the when I finally went to sleep and did one last vanity look, it was 7th for top posts for this the last couple of days in r/home lab. So if you want to see the rack, that's where it is. And Cowboy, I know you like my rack, so there you go.
I got excited. That's not the rack I thought you were referring to. So I'm just excited in a different
Very
way.
good, very good. All right, let's get into the news this week. Our top story: AI accelerated malware. Hackers are building more sophisticated threats in half the time. TechRadar has reported that generative AI is dramatically lowering the bar to creating malware. By leveraging large language models and automated code generation tools, attackers can now write custom polymorphic payloads that evade signature-based detection in minutes instead of days. This piece highlighted real-world examples where AI-assisted scripts produced ransomware variants with encrypted payloads, sophisticated keylogging modules, and rapid exfiltration capabilities, all while obfuscating code to bypass behavioral analytics. The article also underscored that AI is shrinking the window between threat creation and deployment, giving attackers a tenfold speed advantage over traditional development cycles. This matters because attackers can now produce and deploy large volumes of novel malware before defenders have a chance to update signatures. It shows that complexity and evasion with AI-generated code is inherently harder to reverse engineer, making static analysis and heuristics detection less effective. And the skill gap. Even low-skill adversaries can now generate effective threats, expanding the pool of potential attackers. Yeah, this is what we've been talking about for at least 6 months between you and me and a little bit on the podcast, right? The barrier to
100%.
entry is now script kiddie level. It's less than script kiddie level. It's vibe level. It's vibing. We can vibe malware now. Go for it.
Yeah, it is. So for those that don't understand what polymorphic malware means or polymorphic in general, the software can constantly change all of its identifiable features, your file names, your different encryption keys, signatures, every little bit. Every time it replicates, it changes, right? So think about if you're looking for, traditional means, somebody breaks into a home, you're looking for that person. Every time they break into a home, they change their height, their weight, their skin tone, right? Beard, hair, all of that changes and they're a completely different person.
Yeah.
And that is the scariest type of malware.
Yeah.
And so to push that at the script kiddie tenfold speed advantage, like we try not to be the doomsday talk, but like that's dangerous.
I would say beyond dangerous at this point, right? It's like that's the fact that you can vibe polymorphic malware should be a warning shot across any cybersecurity vendor, defender, expert. Um, and I know, like vibe coding, AI is getting a super bad rap in a lot of press. A lot of people are pushing back against it, calling it slop and blah blah blah. I don't care what you call it. It's changing the dynamics of how we have to interact with our networks, and it's changing it now at a speed that traditionally defenders didn't have to contend with. There was always a little bit of time, right?
Mm.
I mean, 0 days aside. Um, it's why Microsoft has Patch Tuesday. That's not going to be able to be a sustainable thing anymore, I don't think. That's
It's going to be patch 9 a.m.
patch, yeah, patch midnight, patch 1 a.m. Which they do already,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it's I'm kind of shocked by that. Good piece by TechRadar. Um, I this is where the cat and mouse game with AI is going to accelerate and be very concerning. I don't want to say problematic, but
Mhm.
concerning, because this is where attackers are now using AI to create their attacks. And if you are a defender and you're not using AI at speed to catch attacks, you are now going to fall behind. So you're going to have to use AI, and then they're going to use bigger models, and then you're going to use bigger models. And that's what's going to happen. And then there's
It's
no
going to be
memory
a
for any of
weird,
us.
yeah, it's going to be a weird kind of cyber lukewarm war.
Yeah.
Like, it's hitting, but not at what's considered hot, where you're shooting and declaring war, right? But there's going to be that continued cyber wild west where people are going to do more and more because they can. And that when you hear leaders of countries say, we have to win the AI war, like we need these data centers now, people don't tend to think that this is one of the big topics they're saying of like, if we don't have it, we will lose.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
And if
know
you
that,
want a good visualization, go watch Swordfish.
yeah, absolutely. Right. And I know there's a lot of pushback, and that AI in certain applications is definitely creating a wealth of slop. There are a lot of
Mhm.
businesses that have um, retraced their workforces because they believe they were going to get immense savings from AI that they're not getting. So they are having to go through some level of rehiring. Okay. All of that is true and happening. But in our space, software engineering as a subcomponent of cybersecurity, right? Absolutely. While some of the code is slop and there are engineers pushing back against that, those that can understand and have a very tailored way of looking at what they want to do are going to be creating stuff that is going to work, and it's going to cause problems in our space. And if you don't believe that, I have some used Macs in my garage I could sell you for a premium price.
I think we accidentally skipped the what to do, but there's two
Please.
big pieces that really jump out to me in this. Is one, adopting AI driven threat intelligence. And while I could talk for 3 hours just on threat intelligence, that is a huge piece. But also invest in AI trained analysts. I love that because
Yeah.
as we've said, right, you don't just get rid of your analysts and put an AI in there. You still have to have the humans in the loop, but then train them on AI, because you also can't just, buy a model from the latest vendor that says they have AI and stick it in there and like you're done for the next 10 years.
That's not gonna
You
happen.
need analysts, right, that can not a data scientist behind the model, but that can understand it and help improve it on the go as the landscape changes.
It's like having any sort of expertise, right? You can be the data modeler, the data engineer, the data scientist, the AI cloud engineer, whatever, who created the model. Congratulations. Like, awesome. Like, work that most people will not and cannot understand. There is nothing to take from you on there. Then that model now, as it's built, should be an exceptional munition, is the best word I could use in our space right now, for an expert to use. And if that model is trained properly and you have an expert behind the wheel of that model, that's where things are going to be, you're going to get that tenfold increase. So yeah, maybe, and I'm not suggesting anyone should, but maybe you could shrink the size of your workforce in a meaningful way because you have you haven't gotten rid of your expertise, and you're not using your AI, generative AI, to scale. What you're using it for speed, to make your experts even more lethal in what they're doing, whether that be defense or something else. That's what you want.
It's a force enhancement, right? It's the first
Yes.
time
Yeah.
boots on the
Yeah.
ground had night vision, right?
Yes. 100%.
I like it. What a great story to open with. We could probably do the rest of the podcast
Just
just on
talking
this
about this.
story.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. Our next story: AI-powered vulnerability remediation. What a lead-in. Cogent Security raises $42 million to scale AI agents for enterprise vulnerability remediations. The Cogent secured that $42 million to accelerate the development of autonomous AI agents that identify, prioritize, and remediate security vulnerabilities across large enterprises. Their platform, this is not an advertisement, their platform blends deep learning with formal verification to automatically generate remediated patches and roll them out in real time, reducing human error and response times. The funding will enable a broader market adoption, allowing organizations to keep pace with the ever-growing attack surface, which is what we just talked about. So this matters because if this works and their platform does what it says it's going to do, it should reduce the time to remediation from weeks to hours, right? So this is now the good guys using AI to speed up their ability to respond to what the bad guys are doing, who have sped up their capability. I like that. Human error reduction. AI agents could enforce consistent patching policies. They should, if they maintain their rules bases. That should be a good thing. And cost efficiency, it should free up security teams to focus on higher level strategies and threats. All what we just said. So perfect lead-in for this story, Calvi. This is I like it. I like it. I want it to work. I want it to work.
Everybody I've ever worked for since I've got into cyber always brings up patch management, vulnerability management, faster and better is always the number one topic really on there. Is like, before we can even do threat hunting and look for bad guys, like, we just got to get the holes, squared up and put away. And to talk about how AI is becoming a force multiplier for attackers. Pre-AI era, data exfiltration took about 5 hours. Now it's down to 72 minutes, a fourfold increase.
That's crazy when you say that, right?
Just from AI, right?
Not even a feature-length movie anymore.
Right. Like, it is, 9 in 10 attacks, intrusions still span multiple attack surfaces, and 9 out of 10 incidents are still around identity weakness, right? Identity management. 2/3 of initial access still stems from social engineering, and vulnerabilities only take up about 22%. But having an AI system that could identify your vulnerabilities, here's what I didn't really see in there, which I think would be game changing, is at least in my world, what I've seen is, it's not a problem of identifying the vulnerability, and it's not a problem of the patch. It's the time it takes to make sure the patch doesn't break something.
Oh yeah,
right? Because that's always a thing. We've seen it. Like, oh, the DoD internet is down. Like, oh, somebody must have pushed a patch, right? That's always the joke. Somebody pushed a patch and broke the internet. So I'd love to see the game changing, what I think is game changing, where you can have a model that can identify the vulnerability, match the patch, and then test it to make sure nothing breaks, and then implement the patch. And you would have a I don't even it would be a staggering number, but an incredible speed up of an automated process that ensures you don't break the system, right? Updates everything, one fell swoop. Like, I should go start my own company and find people to make that happen, because that's getting the testing done is always a long pole in the tent. But this
Yeah.
is such a great step in the right direction.
Yeah, you're just to soapbox on the making sure the patch doesn't break something is so critical. And it's why I think that, there's lots of companies out there that are running things that just work. Right? They haven't updated them. They haven't touched them. It's doing what it's supposed to do. They don't want to mess with a good thing, right? Like that's the idea. And I understand that, and I have great empathy for it, right? Um Hell, even with the digital sock and my rack, I have an update schedule. Not because I'm not trying to stay on the bleeding edge of keeping my things secure. I try to, but I also, just like any good patch management, I don't want to break the infrastructure I've built for myself and the SOC. I don't want to do that, because it just takes once you break something, it's not just you could roll back maybe, right? If you're doing good backup management, hint hint, stomp stomp. Um, but at the same time, you don't want to have to spend the downtime now of, oh crap, what broke, and now you have to go and figure that out and figure out what in that patch or what in the update is it. Can I update this anymore? Is this something in my entire stack I can no longer use if I want to keep moving forward and stay secure? I have to find an alternative solution. Like, it's painful. So a lot of empathy, and I'm really hopeful that what who was this? I just want to make sure I get it. Cogent. I'm really hoping that their product does what it says it's going to do, and does it well, and does help with those checks for what is this going to break, because things do not work ostensibly in a vacuum. They are connected to other things. That's how business works. So if that works, then like awesome, really happy.
And
Really.
they're a 2025 new company. So, I
Hey,
mean,
there's
good
always
on
hope
you.
for
Get
us,
after
Cowboy.
it.
Maybe if we could secure 50 million, that'd be fantastic. Um,
That would be. People are not ready for our scale of awesomeness
Oh,
in the private sector.
well, we'll
They're
see.
almost ready.
Almost ready. Almost ready. All right. I'm gonna skip the next story we had on the list. I don't think that that's really hitting the tune that we need to hit. I think this next story, though, our third story on the list, this is this one is a little, I don't want to say too close because of the topic, but we're
It's
eh,
I got some tingly
yeah.
goosebumps
All
standing
right.
up
So
down
here we
my
go. Ready?
arms.
I'm gonna try and talk around a particular name. I think everyone listening is gonna understand it as I say it. But the only reason I'm gonna talk around it, and just to make sure Cowboy understands to talk around it, is the social media censorships. Right? They've been a little testy about a particular um combination of words on this
Yeah.
particular topic. So DEF CON has banned 3 attendees linked to the e-files, not the X files, the e-files. And if you don't know what the e-files are, I can't help you at this point, but I think you'll get it. DEF CON, the world's largest hacker convention, and something the Cowboy and I have been to multiple times, has announced, and worked at last year as goons, has announced that 3 individuals, 2 known hackers and a former MIT media lab director, are barred from the event due to being documented inside of the e-files. The decision follows a broader push by security communities to prevent exploitation of the conference's networking opportunities by individuals with questionable or criminal histories. Okay, this matters because a single attendee with illicit ties can undermine the conference's credibility and invite law enforcement scrutiny. Not like there isn't enough of that already at DEF CON. Why not just add another log on that fire? This will also impact conferences that are and show that they are high value targets for information gathering, and any lapse can expose participants' credentials. Um, Lapse, geez, the stuff that goes on at DEF CON is legendary. It's been a little more
Mhm.
tame in recent years, but um, just you got to mind your p's and q's when you're out there, folks. And then industry standards set a precedent for vetting and accountability inside of the tech communities. I guess I don't know if this is really a tech community thing, but self-policing is never bad. I just don't want it to become witch hunting. That's the one thing I'm concerned with. Cowboy.
Yeah, I mean, there's for our listeners, do a good Google search on DEF CON and how FBI was sending undercover agents, right, to walk through the crowd and listen and other stuff. There's already enough, like you said, Professor, already enough surrounding DEF CON, and so it's same. I kind of think of it as like when a major contractor, cybersecurity person gets arrested for faking their Amazon credentials or their web credentials, not web, cloud credentials. Sorry, it hurts all of us, right? And so, just doing the extra steps to show that there's a zero tolerance for any shenanigans is
Well, so let's back that statement.
kind of a must.
I don't think that there is a zero tolerance for any shenanigans. There are definitely been people that have been presenters at DEF CON and many attendees at DEF CON that um have a level of shenanigans inside of their repertoire. Okay. I think that I'm hopeful, I would rather say I'm hopeful that this portion of the tech community is saying that we have a standard by which we are not going to tolerate a certain level of stuff. And that I'm okay with. If that's real and that's where the line is, I'm for it. I just hope it doesn't turn into an escalating witch hunt. Which for the e-files, it's it's out there now. Go look. Like that's terrible crap. Like I'm not even going to suggest that it's not, right? I'm just saying I don't want to see this become an ever expanding quote unquote red scare. Like if this is localized and this is the line and this is like there's we do all of this shit because we're hackers. Excuse my language. I apologize, everybody. It just slipped out. We do all of this stuff because we're hackers and we're in tech enthusiasts and we're security enthusiasts and we want to make we want to bring like truth to power and stuff like cool. Like we'll do that, but this we won't do. This is the line in which we don't cross. Like I can get behind that type of having of self-policing.
Yep, and that's really what I meant. Obviously, DEF CON wouldn't exist if some shady cyber people weren't involved. Got gray hats, not fully bad, not super good either, right?
So it's
But in the
across
middle
that
for good.
spectrum. Yeah.
Yeah, like a good anti-hero, right? Like I do bad things because I have to make good be better or something like that. Anyway, that's probably enough of. I'm gonna get myself on the list here if I keep talking.
Have you searched yourself in the e-files? Have you even taken a look to see?
I I try not to search myself ever. Luckily, there is a fairly famous paleontologist that shares my name first and last, and so if you Google my first and last, he pops up a lot more than I do, which is good. But if you put the right keywords in there, then I will suddenly take over.
Wow.
I'd rather not know what's out there.
That's fair.
You
Okay. All right. So here's our last story for the night. Graham Cooley's Smashing Security podcast. So if you haven't heard of that yet, you should go check it out. It's great. Recently explored.
It's not as good as ours, though.
Well, I mean,
Just want to throw that out there.
That's it goes without saying. You're listening to two renowned experts inside the field. You just don't know it yet. This episode explored geopolitics of internet sovereignty. The episode examined Meta's rumored glasses that could provide a national kill switch, potentially allowing governments to shut down parts of the internet during crisis. Cooley and his guest James Ball discussed the legal, technical, and ethical implications of such capability, weighing national security interests against the risk of censorship and abuse. This is an interesting one. Like, this is why I brought this up, right? Um, there are uh, a couple of countries right now that do implement kill switch at the national gateways for their countries. And whenever we've seen it happen from the West, I guess we'll say the West. I don't want to offend anybody. Not on purpose anyway. We scream loudly that that's abhorrent and not something that should be tolerated, because that's a level of censorship and denial of information that should never occur, right? We stomp our feet and we raise our spears and we get really angry about it, and yet here's technology that could be placed inside of any nation that could potentially cause that ability to be able to be had by um a nation state at scale. Are we collectively, not just Cowboy and I, are we ready for that as a possibility? Is that something that we collectively are going to say that's okay? I would be on the side of no, that's not okay. But I could be swayed one way or the other, Cowboy.
Man, what an ethical double-edged sword
I
something
didn't
like
say we
this
were going to
is,
have the
right?
easy conversations.
Eh, I should bring my wife in here, who's a lawyer, to better talk about this.
She could
Sh-
digitize her,
sh-
and she can be in the studio with us.
we should have her on as our next guest to talk about this again. Like she's often talked about like being a constitutional lawyer and stuff, but she often reminds me of like, when people how often people get the First Amendment incorrectly. So, United States First Amendment just is for the freedom of free speech, but it's actually it's saying that the federal government cannot limit your free speech. Not commercial entities,
Mhm.
not other people, only the government. And
Right.
people get it wrong often, right? And so just as the government can't stop you from speaking, but Meta can. They're a commercial company. They can, and you've seen information manipulation over the last
Oh,
10 years. I mean,
maybe a
forever,
little
but
longer than
in the
that, but
digital
yeah.
age, yeah, right. But it's kind of getting bigger and bigger, and you see things in other countries where people are getting arrested for certain tweets that they put out that don't break any laws, but they're getting arrested because the government doesn't like it. So it's and then you see another large country that shut off the internet during uh, a national event, right? Um, and even then, you still got people still got through. Like there's so many ways, but uh, that is I would need for me the cowboy would need like a unshakable foundational reason to shut off information like that, and one
Well,
does
I can
not
give you
come to
one.
mind.
I can give you one.
Okay.
Skynet.
Oh, well, that's shutting off, the destruction of mankind, right?
Well, you wanted a
That's
concrete reason. I mean, I give you one. There you go. That's your concrete
I
reason.
I guess if Skynet is the internet at that point, then shutting off the internet, sure, sure.
Right, but so I think my concern here to nuance, because I think what you said is really important, right? At least in the United States, First Amendment prohibits the government from stopping free speech, not companies. My concern
Right.
here is that Meta is going to be providing a platform that could have a kill switch in it that could turn off the internet for a country, not because Meta decides to turn it off, but they're compelled to by the nation state. And that's an in-betweeny space that I am not comfortable with that level of thou shalt do because I said so. Well, if you said so, then are you limiting free speech? Or are you just compelling a company to act? And I think you're right. I'm not a constitutional lawyer, so I'm uncomfortable with the idea, but I don't know where the line is.
Yeah, I mean, and we saw some of that here in the United States, and we don't have to go into specifics, but there were things of the government pressuring commercial industry of how to put not patrol, how to control, I guess, the information, and that's, to me, that not okay. Like, um, uh, I don't want the government getting involved in that kind of stuff, because that it's just a dangerous slope, right? Where does it stop, from that aspect? Like, you got to let. I've always been a proponent of, you got to let people have access to the information and make up their own decision one way or the other. And p-
And
so
it definitely seems like the pendulum is swinging in not that direction anymore. It seems like
right.
it's something to be mindful of, is what I would say. Hey,
And,
and if
and
everybody, if you want to continue this conversation with Cowboy and I, you could leave a comment in the comment section, or you could take a look at the bottom of our show notes and the link to our Discord. And I know Discord's got its own firestorm happening right now,
Mhm.
so I understand that. But if you're still willing to plunge into Discord waters, we have the link to our Discord there. The neural network is there, and Cowboy and we're always connected to it. We may not respond right away if you are there, because we do not fully exist in cyberspace yet, so we're not omnipresent. But we are happy to engage with you. I'll leave it at that.
Very much.
All right. Well, Cowboy, what else you got for us tonight?
Two parting thoughts. One is, I don't know if you heard, my digital spouse turned me onto this. Apparently, Apple and a few other traditional voice only podcasts are introducing video features. So
I did not know.
yeah, Apple's definitely, and the other big one is also, whose name is escaping me at the moment. Um, Spotify, I think, is
Spotify
the other
already
one
has.
doing it.
I've been uploading video to Spotify forever. Yeah.
Oh, it's somebody else then. Anyway, Apple and somebody else are changing it. So right now we're, our video of our digital sock mostly on YouTube, but like, hey,
It's
you're gonna
on
start
YouTube.
seeing
It's on YouTube, and it is on Spotify.
some
The
more
yeah,
digitalness of us.
yeah. That's great. That's awesome. I did not
Okay.
know. I wasn't keeping up on that. So what's your other thought?
Yeah. So my parting shot. Why learn code when you can just ask the robot to weaponize it? It's simple. Welcome Skynet. I am CyberCowboy. Stay frosty.
Let's stay safe, everybody. I'm the professor of CyberRisk. That's all the news for this week, and we'll talk again soon.
If you like this podcast, share it with your colleagues and friends. Your support is how we are able to continue to make this content. Thank you.